On you.
All right. Well, everybody, you know about the JNETICS live show, and we're coming to you again with some amazing guests and information tonight. I get a privilege to introduce my brother, Tony McEWING from Fox 11 News. This dude is a bad, bad dude in a good way, right? I just want everybody to understand something. This, to me, is a labor of love, and this, to me, was a long time in the making. This is amazing to be switching roles. Many of you may know Tony McEWING was very instrumental in finding who I am on the inside and giving me, we're going to get into that, but I want to tell you that it's very important that everybody understands. This, to me, is probably the most special interview that I'll ever do, or conversation that I'll ever do, because this is my brother, and you're going to know why in about 2 minutes, why this man is so special to me and to so many others. It's vitally important that everybody tunes in. I don't know where you at right now. You may be in your car, you might be at home, you might be watching by your computer, but please don't miss this segment, because there's a lot of special things going on. This gives me an opportunity to introduce and to speak about Tony Mack. Now, I can tell you right now, this is going to be a good interview. So, Tony, look at this, role change,
I know.
okay?
I'm a little bit uncomfortable.
I see that. I'm like, you got room? You good? I said to myself, I know what's gonna happen. When he gets in that room with me, he's gonna be like, okay, I'm not used to this.
No.
Because now he's in the so-called hot seat.
Sort of.
Okay? Sort of.
Yeah.
But it's a friendly hot seat,
Yeah,
right?
fine.
It's a friendly hot seat.
Yeah.
So a lot of viewers gonna wanna know, how in the hell did we meet? Now, I want it coming from you, because when we first met at, okay, and I know you remember.
Of course.
Okay, I'm gonna let you tell that story. Come on.
Well, gosh, I don't remember the exact year, but it had to have been either 1994 or 95.
Okay, here we go.
So it was
why you say the year? No, I'm just messing with
know
you.
that we go way back.
No, we do.
No, we go-
You're just supposed to say way back. You ain't supposed to say the year.
Well,
All right, never mind.
all right. I'm not mentioning any ages.
No, okay, no. Okay. Well, 89 folks are good at math. Wait a minute. Come
Well,
on.
I mean, we could have been 5 years old.
Okay, that's true. All right, you got me on that.
All right, so it was 94, 95, I'm guessing, because I came down here to Los Angeles in 93.
Okay.
From Sacramento. That's
Okay.
where I had been working for 12 years. So I guess I wasn't 5. So I was up there for 12 years, came down here when I was hired by Fox in Los Angeles. And that was at the old studios, which were
So
on
Wilton.
Sunset and Wilton.
Yes.
Yeah, so, you know, you at the time...
What was I doing? People want to know.
You were washing cars.
Oh! So that's legitimized. Washing cars where?
You were washing cars for something, and this wasn't even your business.
No.
You were washing cars for someone
Right.
who hired you
That's right.
to help him wash cars
Yes.
for the people who worked at Fox.
So what was I riding? Do you remember?
Was it a bicycle or a motorcycle?
That's it.
Motorcycle?
Motorcycle.
Because for a while you were riding a bike too.
That's right.
But motorcycle, yeah.
Motorcycle.
So you were on a motorcycle.
Yes.
Which, once I got to know you, I had to get you out of
Yes,
that.
you did. I'll get ready to say, how can he that's why I brought it up. I'm like, he was like, we getting rid of that.
Yeah. I don't know how he used to drive that thing. I'm going to tell you. He was dangerous out there, but he was more dangerous to himself. And I'm like,
Right.
bro, you got to get off that motorcycle.
Yeah,
You got
yeah.
to get in a car.
Yes.
Where you can have some protection. You don't
That's
drive
right.
like that.
That's right.
So yeah, you were washing cars. The funny thing is, now you have to know that I had been in the gym for many years prior to meeting Jay.
Right.
Because I had been working out, and that's exactly what I had been doing.
Working out
In the gym since, oh gosh, I want to say since, I don't know, but it had been a long time.
Yes.
So I thought I had it going on. Kind of. And so the guy that Jay worked for used to tell me all the time. I imagine he'd been talking to you before he even told me.
Yes.
But he used to tell me all the time, Tony, you ought to let Jay really shape you. You know, really take advantage of your genetic potential. And I used to say, no, I'm fine.
I'm good like I am.
I'm good. I'm all right. I'm all right.
Yep.
But you know what I don't remember?
What?
But I do remember this too. Jay used to come over to me whenever I would have my car washed, and he would come over to me and hey, let me carry your briefcase.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'd be like, what
are you?
is up with this guy? I can carry my own briefcase. What is wrong with this guy? I thought something's up there. I'm not sure what. But something's not quite right.
Right.
But I came to realize that that's just who Jay was. He was just a really good-hearted person who just always wanted to help. I was not aware, however, of your circumstances at that time.
That's right.
All I knew is that this was a really nice guy, and that was it. That was pretty much it. But somehow or another, we got on the subject of bodybuilding.
Yes.
And you tried to approach it very diplomatically.
Yes.
About my body
at
the time. and I made the mistake of saying, look, why don't you just say what you're thinking?
Oh boy.
Just tell me what the situation is. He said, well, okay, since you asked, where's your upper chest? Where are your traps? He started analyzing my body and kind of
breaking it down.
More or less. And he said, I can do a lot with you if you let me.
Yes.
And that was the beginning of a very long and very wonderful and blessed journey.
Wonderful and
blessed. Friendship and that later became a brotherhood.
Yes.
And remains so today.
Yes.
All these years, almost 27 years later.
Yes. You know what I wanted to point out, because I think, because now, since we're not on the news, as far as that goes, we're not ever able to legitimize. A lot of people used to say to me, man, you wasn't homeless. What are you talking about? You wasn't homeless. Tony McEWING, right, was actually, I mean, we can tell him now, Tony, because he's always asked, he said, dude, never mention what I've done. Never, ever, ever. Well, he's on my show. Guess what? We can mention what he done. Okay? So, how do people know, Tony, from your accounts that I was homeless? What showed you that, and how'd you find that out?
Well, just through our conversations, because you didn't want to say anything.
Right.
But I dragged it out of you, a lot of it. And at the time, I realized that there were times you didn't have any food.
Right.
And you didn't really have a place to stay.
Yeah.
And I just thought that, it really tugged at my heart.
Yes.
That was the case. And so I would just,
say it. Say it. Yes. Yes. Say it. The modesty of this man. See, here's what I want to say, because I wanted the audience to hear it from him. Too many people be like, yo, man, everybody got that homeless story now, dog. No, man. No, that ain't a good story, right? Yeah. But this brother right here saw something wasn't right. Dude, you're wearing the same clothes. You're here all the time. You never go nowhere. What you doing, right? And I can promise you, this man would bring me grocery. This man would and he wanted to be cool about it, right? So he just brought the groceries. Hey, brother, man, I just went and got a bag of groceries. And, I'm like, no, I'm good. He's like, you need this bag of groceries. I'm like, all right, okay, I'll take it, okay, right? And he would give me grocery. He would give me gas money. He said, man, look, what do you need? I said, I don't need nothing. I came from that place of, no, I don't want nothing, because if people think you need something, bro, hey, they run away from you. Okay, that's the honest truth.
They're trying to get something from you.
Or they're trying to get something from you. That's true. Yeah. So he blessed me and said, man, I want to give you this. He said, man, I just want to bless you. I would go to his house, and this is a time he was back in the day when he was married, had his wife. And I would go to his house, and Tony didn't let people come to his house. First of all, you don't come to the house. That's it. That's all. But I came to the house, and he actually invited me to dinner. And I'd never been to a dinner in California ever in nobody's house, because when you're homeless, you got on the same clothes they saw you in 7 days ago. So 9 days ago and 10 days ago, and where you wash them at, and people see your shoes and what's your name, right? So, but he invited me to his house, had a wonderful time, met his wife, ate, right? He said, yeah, I'm gonna give you some stuff to go. Well, it was late that night, and he said, you're not driving that bike. Where do you stay? No, I'm just gonna do it like this. He said, you don't have a place to stay? I'm like, no, I got a place to stay, but it's, you know what I mean? He said, you lying. He said, what you gonna do? You gonna stay here tonight, right? And then tomorrow, we'll work that other thing out, okay? And that's what he did, right? Now, a lot of times on Fox 11 News, we weren't able to say all this about him. He didn't want nobody to know, right? He's like, man, I didn't do that for fanfare. I did that because I love you and I care about you. See, we've gotten to a place now where we've forgotten about other people, right? Why would a man make six figures when a guy on an old Honda bike that barely runs? Why do you care about me? What did I have to offer him, right? But he said to me, brother, you have a lot to offer. He was that guy in my life saying, you have a lot to offer. Bro, as a matter of fact, right, you have something in you that people need and people need to know. And I never knew that, bro. I never knew that till this brother started bringing it out of me. See, that's why we all need mentors. That's why we all need teachers. That's why we all need that, right? Ain't nobody above it, right? Nobody's above that. So again, he didn't know. He had started becoming my mentor just from afar. He wasn't trying to. And I want to tug on him, ask for nothing. Y'all know how it is. You see somebody to do a good gesture, you leave it be. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth, right? But this brother would be like, where are you going? I'm like, oh, man, I got some stuff. You know, dude, I got to go, man. I felt uncomfortable because I didn't understand why would somebody like that, like a person like me. My self-esteem was this big. Right? Because of the situation that I was in. He kept telling me, brother, your situation does not dictate who you are. Who you are is who you are, right? Be that as it may, right? So there's a lot of people listening to us, Tony, right now that are wondering, wait a minute, man, how did you see that in this young man? He was homeless, dude, and you knew it.
There's just something about you. It was your spirit. And just talking to you, it's amazing what you can learn about someone if you just actually take the time to spend with them and talk to them. It's really amazing. And it wasn't necessarily the things you were saying, it was the things that I was observing. I've been around a minute.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
On the planet longer than you have.
Yes, you have.
Actually. And so I have just observed these things, and I thought, there's so much there that for whatever reason has been beaten down and suppressed, through whatever circumstances you had encountered and caused you to be where you were. And I just thought, this brother has so much that he can give, so much that he can contribute to the world if he just has the opportunity to do so.
That's right.
And somehow or another, through the days, the weeks, and the months, you ended up training me.
Yes.
I was 40 years old at the time.
That's right.
Now really I'm dating myself.
Remember you said it.
I know. I said I wasn't going to say it.
That's right. You did popped out.
Maybe we'll edit it.
It's a live show. Yeah, live show. Sorry, too late.
But that's significant.
Yes, it is.
Because I didn't think at that age that there was really much more that I could do physically to get in any better shape than I thought I was at the time. And boy, did you prove me wrong.
Well, yes. Well, what's fun? What's fun is this. I love the weight story. I love that because, first of all, not everybody has this man's genetics. Okay, at 40 years old, he got genetics of a 26-year-old. And even at the age he's in now, he has genetics of a 40 years old, if that makes sense. So the key is not everybody has that. And I used to tell him, and I think this is when we started to really work together, right? When we really started to gel. That's why the Bible says this. The Bible says what? The Bible says, go ye to the two at a time, preach my gospel. Where one is weak, the other is strong, but be a comfort one another, right? That's what it says. So he and I, without saying it, became a comfort to one another, right? To the point where he would come to the gym and I would say to Tony, listen, if I'm gonna train you, you're not gonna come in here naked.
Let's clarify. I was not naked.
No, he was naked. He was naked. What I mean by naked,
I was naked.
He was naked. I'll clarify.
He wanted to be all covered up.
Right.
That all you can see with my eyes.
Right. And he wanted to be uncovered so you can see everything but his eyes. And I said, bro, what are you doing? You're under construction. He had the bikini top, kind of sweatshirt. I'm like, dude, stop.
Spaghetti top.
Yeah, spaghetti. But that's what it's called. Okay, spaghetti. But whatever it was, I'm like, dude, take that off. Right? So I bought him like 5 sweatshirts. He's like, what am I going to do with this? It's California. It's hot as hell. I said, you're going to wear these. Every time I come, you better have this sweatshirt on. For 6 months, this man hated that sweatshirt. So that sweatshirt got less and less and less every week. He cut the neck out, then he cut the arms out, he cut the bottom off. I'm like, Tony, he said, you told me to wear it. You didn't say how I couldn't. I said, Tony, don't cut nothing else off that shirt. Okay? So slowly the neck started cutting each week, right? But one thing happened one day, I'll never forget it. Fast forward 6 months, the man put on 25 pounds of muscle. I mean rock hard muscle. We were training at World's Gym. And the owner of World's Gym, I walk in the door and everybody knew we had a routine. We prayed every session before we started training. And we'll talk about that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about that. And we had a routine. I would go up the steps. I walked up the steps. The owner of the gym walked up to me and said, you're going to be mad. I said, mad about what?
Now, this was
What's
like
up?
after 6 months.
This is after 6 months.
Yeah.
And I said, mad about what? He said, you just gonna be mad. I'm like, mad about what? He said, have you seen Tony yet? I'm like, no, I'm getting ready to go train him right now. He said, well, you're gonna be mad. I'm like, well, why am I gonna be mad? He said, he big as shit, he looks great, but you're gonna be mad. I'm like, why am I gonna be mad? So I go up the steps, I go down, and I look down. Tony got on that tank top again. I'm like, what are you doing? What do you take that? Didn't I tell you? He said, but look at me. I can take it off now. I'm like, you know what? You right. And everybody looked, and the whole gym was like,
Oh, yeah.
he gonna be mad. I knew it. Tony was like, man, why'd you say something? I'm like, well, he gonna see you.
But
right?
But I remember that.
Yes.
Man, it's so emotional because I remember that. I remember that evening as if it were yesterday.
That's it.
Because even though I would go home after working, after training, because he stopped me from saying working out.
Exactly.
After training with Jay.
Yes.
And even though I saw what was going on, I saw the evolution, the metamorphosis, whatever you want to call it, it still wasn't real to me because I was seeing myself every day.
Yeah.
So even though I knew the progress was happening and I knew I was putting on weight and, the scale that Jay told me never to stand on. He said, let your mirror be your guide.
That's it.
But I could tell that it was all happening, but when you see yourself every day, you don't really quite realize it until you go to a place where people have seen you training every day, but they haven't seen you because you're all covered up.
Yes.
So when they saw me 6 months later with all of that off, they were shocked. And it was really quite a testament to Jay and his ability to motivate people and motivate. And I felt that if he could motivate me that way, then he could motivate thousands and thousands and thousands of other people and help them to live their best lives. And that's what I didn't know it at the time, but that's what I saw in this man. That's what I knew was there. I just didn't know the form it was going to take until you transformed me.
True story. All right, so before we wrap up, I want to say this. That was powerful, Tony, because once I saw you, and I saw you, I didn't see your muscles. I didn't see all the development, 20-inch arms, big traps, small waist, where your pants didn't even fit, 29-inch waist. I saw you happy. I finally saw you say, I accept myself. I see who I am. Wow, I've tapped into my genetics too. So we're gonna close this segment out and we'll be right back.